All go lame. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today I'm bringing up the quote of Dan Kennedy, famous marketing guru and so forth, who said that they all go lame. Now, what's that mean? Well, this is in reference to the YouTube news that just came out. Now, if you're using YouTube at all, chances are you got an email that came from them discussing changes in the user agreement between YouTube. And what they basically came out and said is that they have the ability to now get rid of you as long as they don't find you commercially viable. Now everyone's asking, what's this all mean? And chances are they're not going to do anything with this yet, but they're putting it in place so that they can knock somebody out who isn't getting enough views. And in the long run, I mean, you got to face it, YouTube is probably not going to be free. And this is a lesson that you could take way beyond YouTube and take across and not actually beyond social media. And that is that if you've got a really good deal with a third party, if you're working with a third party in your business, chances are that good deal may not last forever. Chances are it's going to go lame eventually. Now, Dan Kennedy was referring mainly to people in the idea of whether you have employees, whether you have partners, whether you hire somebody to run your business for you or whatever. Never think that you're going to be able to depend on them forever. It just won't happen. They all go lame. It's a term from his horse racing, in the idea that eventually horses run out. Eventually they're done and they got to be let go. Okay, when it comes to horse racing. And it's the same thing with people. And it's the same thing with companies, because companies are based on people. Eventually, they're going to let you down. Eventually, they're not going to perform like they once performed. And it's just a fact of life that we all have to get through. Is that we're all changing. We're all going to be different 10, 20 years from now if we're lucky enough to still be alive. Everything doesn't necessarily get better. It just changes. It's always different. And so you can't depend on any one source forever. You can't always depend on it. Another example, we were working with another company in my nighttime business where I also run Brian J. Pombo and Associates, and we were working with a supplier, and it got to a point where the supplier got bought out because it wasn't being well run, and the supplier that was coming in was doing business a whole lot differently from the original supplier, and so we had to eventually go and look for another one. It's just one of those things. A lot of people got disappointed. A lot of people got blown out and said, "Oh my gosh, how can I not deal with the same situation? Why can't we just have something that lasts forever?" They all go lame. It's just a matter of time. If you have that perspective, then if somebody lasts, if a company lasts for you, if a good situation lasts for a good period of time, great. You're ahead of the game. That's fabulous. But you always have to expect it to all fall apart. You always have to expect people to let you down. Not that you don't expect the best from people, but you have to give them the ability to be human. And companies are run by humans, and eventually they'll let you down. If you're doing all your advertising through one medium like YouTube, you have to be ready to switch it up at some point. You have to be willing to enter into your mind another way of advertising. You have to have enough avenues available. You got to have your fishing pole in enough parts of the lake in order to really be secure, in order to have the most security possible. So think about this with your business, all the third-party vendors that you deal with, all the different people that are providing you either advertising, marketing, any of the situations that you're dependent on. How many of those are you only dependent on that one company, that one person? What happens if the worst case scenario happens? What happens when what happens when that person gets hit by a car? What happens when that company gets bought out, or somebody away with the secretary runs away with a whole bunch of the money, and the whole thing folds. You just never know where things are when things are going to go wrong. Don't be dependent on any one person, any one company for your success. Have it spread out. Have it be diversified in that sense. And I think you'll be happy. If you want to see how this can fit into your business and your business life, and you want to get on the phone with me or on a video chat, I'd love to talk with you. Go to brianjpombo.com. That's my name, Brian J. Pombo. And you can go and check out, help me to grow my business. And there's an option there for us to be able to talk if you qualify. Also, if you're in the self-reliance field, meaning you have products and services that people to become more self-reliant, I'd love to be able to talk with you. And I'm offering a free session, what we call a Dream Business Transformation, over at dreambizchat.com. You can find that link in the description. Go check it out. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Love to see you tomorrow when we go over a whole nother idea. Sometimes we hit something more tactical. Sometimes we talk about something a little more strategic, or we talk about hardcore principles. But come on back. We'll talk about something tomorrow too. So have a great night. You have a good one. Get out there and let the magic happen.